How's it going, everybody? Hope you're doing well. I'm in the garage getting ready to work on the EK behind me. So let me get this turned around. I'm getting ready to install some quick release bumper tabs. This is actually going to be a very simple install. I'm going to go through the process of building the bracket. It's a two-piece design. It's got a ball onto the end of this bolt, and it's got a socket built into this clip. And that's how you do it. So you want to release the bumper, hit the button. I'm going to go through this whole procedure. Stay tuned. All right, guys, the first step is we got to get this bumper removed. I'm assuming if you own a Honda Civic, you've probably taken this bumper off a million times. If you haven't, I don't know what you're doing. You got to step your game up. You're not breaking enough stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we've got multiple tabs in the front. These are all push pin, or they might be Phillips screw style. They're both two-piece, no matter what they are. You take them, you pop them loose. On the ends, inside the fender well, there's going to be two little Phillips screws up in here. They connect into the fender, into a plastic tab. You remove those two screws. On the bottom, there's going to be some 10mm bolts up in here that you want to remove, and then it's going to connect into the under tray. You can slide it out. So we take it out, slide off the bumper. Simple as that. All right, now we're going to move on to the headlight area. At first I was thinking I was going to connect into the headlight area directly, but with the angle of the bumper, it's going to be a little bit difficult, so I'm actually going to make a bracket. All right, this is the bracket we're going to need to make, and I'm going to show you exactly why we've got to make this bracket. Now, I got the fender well torn out so we can take a better look at what's going on up in here. I originally threaded this bolt into the headlight bracket right here. There's a 6x1.0 little bracket inside, threads right into place, and it brought me to where I need to drill. So I lined it up, drilled my hole with the step bit, slid it into place. Now, the problem is this is at too sharp of an angle. It comes out this way too much. Even if we push it inward, farther forward, there's no way it's gonna actually lock into place. It's gonna hit, but it's not gonna actually click. We're not gonna be able to get this bumper on and off. It'll cause all kinds of issues. That's where the bracket comes into place. Let me switch hands. Get it slid up in there. All right, there we go. I've got that pushed flush up against that headlight bracket, and there we go. That gives us plenty of threads to get this bolted down. So let me go ahead and show you how we're gonna make this really quick. All right. So I didn't have 1 inch, but you could buy 1 inch at any hardware store. I did a little bit of measuring, and I believe I want to be about 2.5 inches for each bracket. So I'm going to mark this, cut it down to 2.5. Okay, so now we've got to put the bend in the bracket. This is very simple. We're not going to go straight down. We need to actually put it at an angle since that bolt is pivoted outward. So we're going to go ahead, take a quick measurement. All right, so we need to make it the opposite of this. We're going to start off, looks like it's right about 1 inch. All right, and then the top should be 1.5. Yes, 1.5. All right, so we got 1 inch. We're gonna flip it around. Let's see. Got 1 inch, then 1.5. All right, that's gonna be our bend, just like that. Now these are gonna be opposite from one another, just because right to left. So let's go ahead and put this in the vise, get this bent up. All right, so this diagonal line is the bend. We're going to take it, we're gonna put it in the vise with the long end out. And then we're gonna tap the long end outward, like so. That actually might be perfect. Let me get the other one, just to compare. Okay, I'm actually gonna get a little bit more aggressive on that bend. I'm gonna bend it a little further. So this is what it's currently looking like. I don't know the degree to it, but You can always take it out of the vise, put it back in, bend it a little more if you need to. Just go a little bit at a time. Let's try bend it a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty close actually. It's not bad. Pretty similar angles. All right, that's what we want. Okay, now we've got to drill some holes in it. Let me get the drill. All right, I've got the drill, 9/32 bit in it. You could actually just take it, kind of square it off right in the center. We can put our hole. This is gonna line up perfect. So let's get that hole marked. Drill it. All right, there we go. Now, you can take this over. You could actually bolt this up and you'll connect the piece. Let me go ahead and take a look. Let me flip this out really quick of the tripod. There we go. All right, so we've got our bracket made. We could bolt it up into place. It's essentially gonna fit just like that. Let me get this in here. So it's gonna fit in there just like that. Now, before we drill the hole in here, the secondary hole, we're gonna try to line this up first and figure out where we're gonna put the outer portion of our quick connect. So let me go ahead and get this threaded in. And I'll get that quick connect lined up. We'll get it installed. All right, so I've got it threaded in place in there, just like so. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the bumper up above it, figure out where I'm gonna drill this hole. So I'm gonna line it up. All right, should be right about here. All right, let me get the drill with the step bit. We're gonna get started. All right, so I've got the hole marked. Just wanna see how this is gonna fit when I drill it. We wanna take the nut off the end because this goes on the back side of the bumper. Now that's the center. All right, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. All right, now, before I get too crazy, I'm actually gonna just check and make sure that I'm relatively lined up. And it's right there, so yes, I'm good. I'm gonna continue on. Take your time with this, don't go too quick because you don't wanna go too big on this hole. All right, I can go a step further. That is about perfect. All right, it's through. All right, that's what we want right there. It's nice and snug. I could actually barely get this out, so that's good. That's what I want. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it. I could thread it. Could thread it in on the back. I think we'll be good. So now this will not click in place. It lines up, but it does not want to click into place because it's at a sharp angle. So that's why we're gonna go ahead, install that bracket. We're gonna figure out where we want this pin to line up on the back end. All right, I wanted to move the light a little bit closer so we could see what was going on up in here. But this is essentially what we're gonna do. There's the bolt, it's clicked into place. You see the bracket, we're just gonna line it up, touch it, and then I'm gonna mark that with the marker. I'm gonna pull the bumper down and I'm gonna drill it. So I won't be able to do this really while I'm holding the camera, but I'm gonna mark it, I'll be back, and then I'm gonna drill it for you guys. All right, that's our spot right there. Okay, that should be good. Let's try it out. There we go. That's what we want. Fit right in there. Okay, now we can just put the nut on the back end and this thing is gonna be completed. All right, so I was trying to film up in here. It was just quite a challenge. You could not see anything of what was going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and just explain really quick how this goes together. We've got the quick disconnect that slides through the bumper, obviously like this. And then on the back side of the bumper, we take the large nut, lock it into place. Once it's locked into place, we're gonna take the bolt, put the ball end, click it in place. And we're gonna take a nut, we're gonna put the head first on the end of the bolt. Reason why is we're gonna lock these two together. There's gonna be nut on the other side as well. So we're gonna lock those two together. We're gonna take the washer, and then we can slide it through the back so we can put the nut on. Now let me go ahead and take this off and show you guys. Click it off. There we go. All right, so just locks into place. You can tighten it down. Now one thing I recommend, I actually did trim this bracket a little bit more once I got it installed. The measurements were good, but it was just a little long on this end. I didn't want it to possibly rub into anything, so I did cut that a little bit shorter. So just take it, click it into place. You're gonna hear that click. I'm pulling on it right now, giving it some force. It's not going anywhere. All right, we'll go ahead and take a look at the other side. Since I've got the fender well off over here, we can kind of see a little bit better. All right, there we go. Bracket, it's bolted. Here's the back side, it's bolted in place. It's pretty firm because it's actually still connected. The fender's connected to this bracket right here. So we've got some stability here. It's all locked in place. Just wanna take it off, just like so. You can feel it, put it back in place. No click, there we go, it's solid. Well, I appreciate you guys. If you made it all to the end, please give me a like and subscribe if this was helpful. And look forward to the next video. Thanks, guys.